Welcome, 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 everyone, to the Link to the Past Randomizer League Mystery Week. Very mysterious. Today we have what should be a really competitive race for you. We have Thalane representing Error 216, so far perfect 6-0, versus Kynup representing Magic Lamp Oil, which is a very strong 4-2. I'm Drosy1. I'm here with Bigfoot08. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm really fine. Good evening, good morning, good night, good day to everyone here, whatever time zone you're in. So, yeah, Thalane and Kynup, that should be a really nice lineup.
Yeah, and we can already tell a couple of things about what this mystery seed involves just by looking at this opening screen. There's no enemizer mentioned, so there won't be an enemizer, and both sprites are holding swords, so it is an assured sword, and they will be starting with a weapon, which is always nice.
Yeah, always nice. I imagine we could see, if it's not an inverted, we could see a early castle start. No?
It is not inverted.
But finding a compass there could indicate something like sanity or something like that.
Yeah, we have 3 different dungeon item randomizer levels. There's map compass, there's map compass small key, and there's full key sanity. So it's going to be one of those 3 things, which also means we have no idea which dungeons are crystal and which are pendant yet.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Magic on a triple, that's nice to have.
Definitely. Let's see what the bush crab gives us. Arrows.
And we get an early lumberjack check.
Does Kynup forget he has a sword?
Might be.
Because there's no reason to be picking up all those bushes when you can slash them.
Yes. Slashing is faster.
And yeah, this early, you want to grab odd rupees like that to make sure you have enough money for a bottle vendor. You might need to buy bombs if you can't find any.
Yeah, but interestingly, from Thalane, we see a save and quit, I think. He might want to go South Shore or to the castle.
And it looks like Kynup's. Ooh.
Yeah, and that confirms at least a small key sanity.
Right. Maybe if we see their menu and if we can see if there's a slot for big keys, we'll know whether big keys are shuffled as well.
Yeah. Or we'll have to wait until we see a big key.
Okay, bomb farming's going pretty well today. Yeah, Kynup definitely seems to have forgotten that he has a sword.
Yes. And that's why you should always have a look at your starting screen, because the sword is already shown there, and yeah.
Just another big 20 on the race game, probably not worth wasting a bomb for that. Ooh, and an unknown key on the library.
Yeah. Well, chances about 50-50 that we'll need that, because there are lots of unnecessary small keys in the game, but also some we very much will need.
Okay, what's in the chicken hut now?
Just a piece of fart. I reckon we will see the rat hut now, the bombable hut on the bottom left of Kakariko, because you can farm bombs there.
Looks like Thalane was seeing if he could farm any out of the bushes first.
Yeah.
But 4 bombs, that's enough to get us through the rest of CAC easily.
Yeah, and since there are no more bump upgrades and arrow upgrades in the item pool, but more bombs and arrows, chances are high to find some bombs here. Somewhere. As
Like there.
Point made.
Now there's some bloopies under the pots here, but they're gonna need to find some money in chests as well to pay off the bottle vendor.
Yeah, there's 20 here and 30 in Blind's hideout. So, yeah, Thalane is still short 5 rupees for the bottle vendor.
Yeah, but he's up a mushroom.
Yeah, but without the flute, this is at this point it's a terrible check to make.
Oh, certainly.
Well,
Hey.
that is something nice. A hammer and a small key to Turtle Rock. 2 small keys to Turtle Rock.
And a red meringue too, just for good measure.
Yeah, just for menuing. Oh, and a blue goo. That's a nice blind hideout.
And that means they can check Sick Kid while they're here in Kakariko. So yeah, that was a very nice blinds.
Yeah, but still not the money for the bottle vendor.
Maybe we can rob Sick Kid.
Not today, just Quake. Just.
Oh, and Thalane didn't want to farm up another bloopy to pay the bottle vendor. There have been some races in recent months where runners skipped the bottle vendor and then just never came back.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
And it looks like Kynup is gonna farm that last bloopy, so we will see what Thalane's missing out on.
Yeah, meanwhile Thalane's checking the mushroom, and he did a setup where he can reset if he doesn't find anything nice, so the mushroom will be available for a fake powder later.
And bottle vendor... Wow, vanilla bottle vendor!
Oh, and Thalane wanna keep that. That's the ice rod on the mushroom.
Yeah, especially with those 2 early Turtle Rock keys, it leads us to believe, and that Quake medallion, what if,
And that
say...
hammer.
Yeah. What if Turtle Rock is Quake, and we're gonna need to beat Trinex sooner rather than later?
Yeah. Well, we'll need Titan Smiths and a Fire Rod and a Samaria for that, as well as some sort of mountain access, but it's always a possibility.
Well, we still have all the South Shore checks here. Oh, a pod key in the dam.
Yeah, but that's not too surprising. There are 6 of those, so they are everywhere.
Well, there are 5 Turtle Rock keys, so if one of them happened to show up, it wouldn't be too surprised. Wait, no, there are 4 Turtle Rock keys.
4.
Sorry.
5 if you include the big key, but otherwise just 4.
Speaking of which, we have not seen any big keys yet, so there's hope that this is MCS rather than full key sanity.
Yeah.
Oh, and both runners are going towards desert.
Yeah, I've seen that route from the dam to Agina very often lately. It seems runners don't want to isolate him.
Yeah, it's definitely affected the meta after runners did isolate Aegina too many times, and sometimes there are progression items.
Yeah, doesn't happen often, but when it happens, mostly somebody get burned by it.
So now we'll get the more standard South Shore checks.
Yeah, there's not too much we have left after this. Still have the castle, and we got the eastern area, and Icewood Cave, but that's about it.
Well, the flippers just put all those flipper checks in logic that were nowhere near Zora money.
Yeah, but could be a nice place to go now. First to Icewood Cave, then do the flipper checks as you're in the area.
What do we have on the island here?
Just a compass.
Just a compass.
Yeah, you don't need that. Oh, and a second Skullwood small key. Maybe our runner should consider to look there. Last time I've seen two that early small keys for Skullwoods, there was a hammer and a fire rod or something like that in Skullwoods.
Yeah, between the early Skull Woods keys and the early Turtle Rock keys, and wow, there's our flute and ice rod cave. It makes you wonder if that fire rod is going to turn up pretty soon.
Yeah. Well, all the Skullwoods keys don't mean too much logically wise, because all the items, or about all the items in Skullwoods beside the back, you can get without any small keys. So it does not have anything to mean about being items in Skullwoods, but, well, it could always be a sign.
So Thalane's walking out of Ice Rod Cave, which means he's going to do the rest of the flippers checks before he activates the flute.
Yeah, and let's hope Thalane finds his 5 rupees for the bottle vendor to get his second bottle.
Oh, right, because he will have to go back to Kakariko pretty soon to activate that flute.
Yep.
And that's also our Death Mountain access, though we don't have either a hookshot or a mirror to get much of anywhere on Death Mountain.
Yeah, Thalane is at least going to check Zora Ledge. Yeah, and you definitely want to have that. That's a power glove.
Yeah. Doesn't really open anything right away, but it puts us a Moon Pearl away from Dark World access.
Well, it opens back of escape. At least the
Oh,
short way to
true.
back of escape.
And with the small key shuffle, there's no guarantee we'd be able to get into the back of escape any other way because we don't know where the Hyrule Castle key.
Yeah. Yeah, and Kynup decides, I want to go eastern, at least go to Sasha. And Thalane puts that glove into action.
Just a Fisher Price shield, though, for that glove. We do learn from Sahasrara that the green pendant is an ice palace, though.
Yeah, and nothing else there. Just one heart container and some trash. I think it could be a while until Kynup gets that glove, because he already did some flipper checks, like Hobo and so on. So maybe it will be some time till he goes back there.
Yeah. Oh!
Oh! There's our next piece for Turtle Rock.
And hey, we're already 2 bottles in on both runners' sides, and we know where 3 bottles are.
Yeah. Oh, and the hookshot in Eastern. That's East Dark Mountain access. And East Dark Death Mountain access. Well, we don't have a Moon Pearl, but yeah.
But it gives us the rare opportunity to potentially show why Super Bunny Cave got its name.
Yes. I don't know, can the Moon Pearl logically be there?
No, Super Bunny's a glitch.
Oh, too bad. And there's another shield in Eastern.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Small key to this dungeon.
Okay, so I'm fully expecting Thalane to make an out-of-logic check to Dark Cross.
Yeah. You almost have to at this point. Well, and now he got his money for the bottle vendor if he goes there to activate his flute.
Well, he'll go activate his flute at some point. In the hookshot and the hammer, we do have almost everything on Death Mountain open to us.
There's a map of Skull Woods. With these settings you want to pick up maps, because you want to know where everything is. And until you know the goal, how many crystals you need, or if you need to pull the pad, you always want to collect the maps so you can see which dungeon has which price.
And logic actually dictates that the map to a dungeon has to either be on the boss or accessible before the boss, and that vanilla big key in Eastern tells us that this is MCS and not Key Sanity, because there was no message attached to it.
Yeah, wanted to say the same. You're right.
So Kynup's doing that mushroom now. Good.
Yeah, it's going to pick up his ice rod. And there's just a heart piece in Dark Cross. Well, I imagine that Thalane might go mountain. Oh no, he will activate his flute now, but after that I imagine he could go mountain.
But he can't do much without shot.
Yeah, he might go check there, but luckily he'll have to go to Eastern soon. And Kynup, he is on Death Mountain, and he'll be further and further away from both his gloves. I think the one in Castle he might discover soon, but the one on Zora Ledge, oh, I can't see him pick up that soon.
Yeah, probably not until he has 500 rupees and wants to check Zora.
Yeah.
Well, Thalane's now sure got a ton of bottles. So chat's reminding us we don't know what the goal is, and the signs that tell us what the goal is are in Dark World. So until we have Dark World access, there's a sign next to Ganon's Tower that says how many crystals you need to enter Ganon's Tower, and there's a sign on the pyramid that says how many crystals you need to beat Ganon, or maybe this is an all dungeon seed, or maybe this is a pedestal seed.
Yes. So once our runners got Dark World access, I imagine they will head to the pyramid fairly quickly.
Yes, and with that hammer, they can get to the pyramid fairly quickly.
Yes.
Well, nothing in the first two of Paradox Cave.
Yeah, meanwhile, the thalane has come to a dead end on Death Mountain, and he'll go east and find his hookshot now.
Yeah, ooh, there's the bow. He's basically last locationed the hookshot, but there aren't that many locations.
Yeah. Well, better last location the hookshot than last locating both your gloves, no? Isn't
Right. And of course, we don't actually know what's on Zora, so it's not a literal last location.
Yeah, but close to, I think.
So the other thing we don't know yet is the item assortment, though given the number of heart containers we've seen already, expert seems very unlikely, but no way to tell if it's hard until green 20s show up.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we might see if someone is forced to use a bottle with a blue goo, how much magic they get, or hearts are refilled.
No, item functionality is always normal. These
Oh, okay.
mystery settings don't toy with item functionality. Yeah, and in version 31, item assortment and item functionality are two different things, and Kynup just picked up a French vanilla moon pearl.
So that's Dark World access. Well, between our runners, that's Dark World access.
Yeah, so unless this is an all dungeons, rip bag of 1. That also means Eastern was a required double dip because we needed that hookshot to get at the bow.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, well, if there is no other bow like on Zora or something.
Right, I suppose that's the only other possibility, that the other bow's on Zora.
Ah, and that's a nice Master Sword in here.
Yeah.
Pretty convenient, just before the boss.
Yeah, it makes Moldorm a whole lot easier because it has much better range than the hammer, and spin slashes with the Master Sword do the same damage as the hammer.
Oh, yes. And that was a pretty nice fight from Kynup. Let's see what he gets. Oh, a tempered sword. Very nice.
Two swords in one dungeon.
Yeah, and the moon pearl and the pendant. Well, that's a nice Hera.
Yeah, so that pendant may or may not be necessary since we still don't know the goal.
Yeah, I think Kynup he'll be done here after Spiral Cave, but Thalane has everything to check. Has everything to check GT, at least the sign beside GT. So we might see what is from him what is required to enter GT.
What's Thalane doing now? He must know it's not Randomizer and therefore the back of Eastern is bow-locked.
He's farming rupees.
Oh!
He might go to the room on the right and farm some rupees.
Right. That comes up so rarely, I forget it's there. Didn't get that many rupees for his troubles.
No, that was 20, 25? Yeah, 25 rupees he got. Would be just enough to buy some bombs, but, well...
I mean, if he really wants rupees, he could have hula-hand.
So Kynup is has gotten his first love, and
And
well,
his third bottle.
Yeah, but that's Dark World access for him, and yeah, now Zora Ledge is pretty far away from him. Because now he has everything to do in the Dark World.
Yeah, whereas Thalane, once he gets his Moon Pearl out of Hera, he'll be able to just do Dark Death Mountain once he completes Light Death Mountain.
Yeah.
Which includes being able to read the GT sign.
Yes. And I think after Kynup clears out Hype Cave, he might go to the pyramid and read that sign. So I think we'll know soon what we have to deal with. In Hype Cave. Interesting.
I get Tower Key.
Yeah, we have to remember, in Keysanity there can be items there. So now both are checkable, because we have a tempered sword. We don't have the lamp. We don't have the lamp, which is logically needed, I think. But we can check both items.
Yeah, and on the subject of last locationing, that would have been a truly awful last location before our runners got the hook shot and were able to go up Death Mountain.
Oh, yes.
Though I guess they didn't have the Master Sword before they went up Death Mountain, so they couldn't have gotten in there.
Yeah, that's true.
But kind
still...
of... What do we have?
Oh, we have a pet seat. We have to pull the pedestal. That makes Hera extremely valuable.
Did that just say get the pedestal, dingus?
Yes, it said it. So we know we now know Hera was very important. We'll have to do ice. So we need a fire sword. We need either the fire rod or bombos. And we need to find our third medallion.
Our third pendant.
Oh, yeah, pendant. Yeah. What am I talking about?
I wonder if that'll be T-Rock.
Might be.
Doesn't chat like to say that an early ice rod means pendant T-Rock?
Kynup, this is right place, wrong world, I would say.
Okay, what was just flashing there for Turtle Rock? I didn't catch it. I caught that Thieves was a crystal.
I didn't see anything flashing for T-Rock. I saw that Skullwoods was a crystal. But Thieves Town, I didn't think there was anything there. Kynup has a map of Skullwoods, I think.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I remember them finding the Skullwoods map, so my bad. That was Skullwoods as a crystal, not Thieves Town.
Yeah, and Green Planet at Ice, we knew that from Sasha.
Yeah, and I think maybe what I saw flashing by Turtle Rock was just because Kynup was a catfish, which is geographically close, so I saw Kynup's own location marked and my brain processed it as Turtle Rock.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, and did Thalane do
Thalane
Dark Death Mountain?
Thalane skipped Dark Death Mountain. He got out of there as soon as he beat Moldorm. That's
interesting.
Very surprising. I mean, you could check the Turtle Rock medallion. There are, of course, 2 items in Super Bunny Cave and 4 in Hookshot Cave.
Yeah, you could check GT entrance. Which might still matter. We might find some required item for a pendant dungeon in GT.
I was just gonna say, you really hope you don't have to go into GT in this seed.
Imagine something like the Swamp Small Key in the Muldorm chest in GT.
It's possible. Until we know where that third pendant dungeon is, just about anything's possible.
Yes. So in chat informing us that Thieves Town was a crystal and that Kynup didn't have the Skullwoods map, so Thalane must have picked that up. But here on Thalane we could see that Skullwoods is a red crystal.
So that could also be interesting if Pyramid Fairy has progression. But in terms of dungeons, Fire Source aside, Pod and Eastern are both beatable, so
yeah,
it might be worth doing them. Pod just for the sheer number of items. Well, I guess we don't have enough keys to get through Pod yet.
Yeah, but Eastern is definitely clearable, while Kynup finds his 4th bottle in Skullwoods, and we don't know what you get for Eastern. If Eastern is a pendant, that would be very nice to know that we only need to find a Fire Rod or Bomb Boss now.
Oh gee, thanks game giving us the Tower of Hera map now.
After our Dark World access was in Hera.
Oh, and I think Kynup was trying to death warp and didn't realize he had a fairy.
Yeah, he picked that up just in here, so... in this chest up on the right. So, he could have forgotten.
Oh, and Thalane giving us a look at Meyer already.
Oh, and that's Quake, I think. And with the hook shot, we can enter it. GT small key.
Yeah, must be Quake since Thalane just took it out.
Yeah, it was definitely Quake.
Kynup, meanwhile, giving us our Village of Outcasts checks.
Yeah. Well, that's 7 checks in here for Thalane. We know one of them has to be the big key.
Oh, there's Swamp Map.
Ah, but Swamp is a crystal.
Okay.
So
Oh,
my
yeah, and that
dream
was...
is over.
And that was Thieves Town on Kynup's map. I don't remember when Kynup got the Thieves Town map, but he must have at some point.
Yeah. No, at least until now nobody has talked to the bomb guy.
Oh, and I just realized we didn't say it explicitly, but the Tempered Sword definitively rules out the possibility of Expert, but we still haven't ruled out the possibility of Hard.
Yeah, that's true. Well, now we have ruled out the possibility of Hard, because Kynup just found the blue mail, and Hard does not include the blue mail.
That is true. So that's a relief. Not that the silver arrows matter because we're not going to be fighting Ganon. Now we'll get to find out from Kynup what Turtle Rock is, whether that is going to be our third crystal.
Not crystal, but pendant, yes.
Yes, pendant.
Yeah, and there's a gold sword for Thalane. So now every doubts of a hard seed are evaporated.
And that gold sword's going to be nice for Cold Stare.
Oh yes. Or for Trinix if you have to beat him.
And Thalane still doesn't want to do Dark Death Mountain.
Yeah, but I still think Thalane has a major advantage right now, because we know that we need the mids at some point. And Kynup, well, he has so much to do. I don't think he'll get the mids, which are on Zora Ledge, anytime soon.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, he's not getting into Ice Palace without them, though.
Yeah, but he has so much else to do. The mids could be almost everywhere else.
Huh, Meyer small key. So we can't do big chest here in Thieves Town because we don't have the key.
Well, at least both runners will have the same problem that they don't have the Thieves Town small key.
And with Blue Mail and 9 Hearts, this should be a nice, easy blind fight. I think both of these runners can stick to the script pretty well.
Yeah, it always helps to know that script. And that their blind is dead. Oh, another small key? Ah, third skull with small key. Now the moth is in logic. Well, if we find a fire rod, then it's in logic.
Let's first see if Kynup does a map check here. No, I just have one of those naggy suspicions that Turtle Rock's gonna be our third pendant.
Yeah. Yeah, very well might be.
Looks like Kynup's farming rupees in the digging game.
Yeah, you can get a lot of them there, but he's running pretty dry.
That is a lot of heart containers for Thalane 41 minutes in.
Yeah. And now Kynup decides to go to the arrow game and farm rupees there. If you know the trick, it's pretty easy to get 127 rupees each time, so it's easy to farm money there.
Yeah, it's about 100 rupees because you have to pay 20 to play first.
Yeah, and you have to remember to reset the room after about 3 games, because then the easy setting is no longer available.
Which is what Kynup's doing.
But it gives me hope that he's farming rupees, because that would get him to Zora money, and if he is planning to check the Zora, he's going to see his mids.
Oh, looks like he's farming Kiki money too, just for good measure.
Yeah, once you're here, why not? And maybe
Now...
some potion money.
I was gonna say, now what does he need money for?
Yeah, maybe he wants some money for the red bomb, but that's miles away. We don't even know the second dungeon for that. Oh, and Turtle Rock is a crystal.
Ah, well, I was wrong.
Yeah, but what's left? There's not much left. We have still Pot, Eastern, Desert, and Maya, which we don't know. And Eastern is clearable. Port is, yeah, well, as well clearable. So it might be interesting to gamble one of those.
And Meyer, we just need the red cane.
Yeah.
Oh, Thalane's taking the frog on a world tour because we don't have a mirror.
Yeah, but he has done lots of checks, so the world tour will be pretty short. A Corona world tour, I think. Just to Stumpy and then a save and quick quit. Oh, and Kynup will get his mitts very soon.
Oh, and the fairy's giving us red potions today. That's always nice.
And the smith's getting us the map of Desert, and Desert is our last pendant.
Okay, so we basically need...
Book or mirror, fire rod or bombos. Two of those four are go mode items.
Well, if we get bombos, we also need lamp.
Yeah.
And while logic expects us to have a Desert Palace small key, we can just steal the one in the back.
Well, it is still possible to have Desert big key locked by the small key, and the small key can be literally everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
And the possibilities for that, the probability for that is not even so small, because there are only, how many? 2 other locations where the big key can be, so it's a 50-50 chance the big key of Desert is locked by the small key.
That's true. It has to either be map chest, torch, or right side. Oh, and if it's torch, we need the boots, so...
Oh yeah.
Only a 1 in 4 chance we can walk into Desert and get the big key, sorry.
Yeah, this seed could get very interesting. Yeah, and Kynup has collected his mitts. His fate is going straight to Meyer, and I think he'll go in there as well.
But it just reinforces what Boromir said. One does not simply walk into Desert Palace.
Oh yes.
Okay, do we think Kynup might show us Dark Death Mountain now?
Yeah, he's on his way there now. But Thalane, he still doesn't.
Okay, so into Super Bunny Cave we go.
Yeah, 6 checks for him up here, and there was a small key on the floating island, but without a mirror we can't get that.
And Thalane's gonna do hammer pegs and pick up the purple chest.
And hammer picks the slow way. Wrong cane. There's Cane of Burner. An eastern map, but we know it has to be a crystal.
Well, Cane of Burna does put Spike Cave in logic while we're up here.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, we have enough hearts and enough bottles that we can do it anyway, but that doesn't do it by logic.
Small key to Thief's Town. Nothing anybody wanted to see.
Oof. But as you said that... Ooh, and there's the fire rod.
Yeah, you definitely wanted to see that. Because now... Well, now we're a book or a mirror away from Go Mode.
Plus potentially either Boots or Desert Palace small key.
Yeah, that's right, but... I think Kynup might go and do Ice Palace now.
Yeah, the nice thing is with that bomb jump, you don't need any keys to do Ice Palace.
Oh, and I think Thalane finally remembers that he has still Dark Death Mountain, and he'll get his Fire Rod soon as well. And Kynup doesn't go to Ice Palace.
I guess well, it's a 5-6 crystal, so kind of figures, okay, halfway to Pyramid Fairy access, and maybe there's a key item in there.
Yeah, that's a possibility, but I don't really get this play. You have one of the 3 dungeons you know you need to clear. You can clear Ice Palace, why don't go there? Maybe you find your Go Mode there. Meanwhile, Thalane is going to find his Fire Rod right now. And we have for Turtle Rock, we have to mention that it's Quake for Turtle Rock as well.
So you start to wonder if maybe our Go Mode is in the front part of Turtle Rock and we're gonna have to first go hunting for the Cane of Samaria.
Yeah.
Oh, and Thalane did not want to do Spike Cave either.
But he's going straight to Ice. Oh, and Kynup got the lump from Moth. Well, not us. We need it right now because we have the Fire Rod and no more dark rooms to do. Hopefully. And where does Kynup go now? I don't think he has any checks left here in Skullwoods, and he can't do Graveyard Ledge, or he can check Bumper Ledge, but we don't have the cape.
I mean, ice would seem logical.
Very much. And he did 2 map checks in the last few minutes, so he knows that ice is a pendant and he can do it.
Oh, looks like he's considering Smith's chain. Or not? Oh!
Oh, he's gambling.
Thieves Town. Big chest.
He's feeling behind because of those late mids, which were very early in logic. And now he's gambling. And I don't know if he has picked up the desert map. I don't know if he knows about desert.
Yeah, I don't remember where that was, but I don't think he has it based on the last map check I saw from him.
Yeah, I don't think so. He has it. Yeah, I don't remember whether.
Oh, Jack's saying it was at the Smith.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Now I remember. So Smiths wouldn't be the worst thing for him to do.
Yeah, he'll be in the right place for it at least. Okay, so that's another small key to Turtle Rock, and I'm really starting to wonder if,
well,
you know,
we still need that Cane of Samaria to do anything in Turtle Rock.
right, but if that shows up, then you have to start wondering about, is there something on Trinex?
Absolutely. Well, until now, ice was pretty empty.
Hey, there's Magic Bat access.
Yeah, that's a possibility. And our desert access. Wow. Thalane is in possible go mode.
Right, 25% chance the lane is in go mode.
Yeah, before dropping down to Cold Cert, Thalane had to check his bottle options, but he has 2 blue potions, a red potion, and a fairy. That should be enough.
Did the lane do Iced Tea Room?
I don't think so.
Okay, I don't think so either.
But, well, he thinks he might be in go mode, so I can't understand it.
Well, I imagine he'll check Desert next to find out, because why wouldn't you?
Yeah. Well, and if he is in go mode, we'll be done in 4 to 5 minutes. At latest.
Okay, so we need Big Key and Map Chest to be in go mode.
Yeah. He might go to check the torch first, but I think he'll head straight to the map chest.
We also don't know what that small key on Desert Ledge is. That could be the Desert Small Key.
Yeah, I think he'll check that right after, if nothing is in the map chest or on torch. Oh, and we are either boots or small key locked. So no-go mode.
Small
and
key.
yeah. And now that small key is very interesting. And I still remember there was a small key on Floating Island.
Yep. And was there a small key on Spectacle Rock as well?
Yeah, so at least 2 small keys mirror locked. Well, we don't really need that one. Small key to ice. And Kynup just checked the iced tea room, there was just a hard piece.
So I'm guessing Thalane's diving pod now.
Yeah, with 2 keys, I think you can check a lot. You have to leave either the harmless hallway or the big key chest, but and you have to leave the boss, but everything else you can check.
I think you might even be able to get the boss if you can hammer jump and death warp.
Yeah, might be possible.
I think with a hammer jump, the only things you have to leave are the vanilla big key chest and harmless hellway.
Just as I see someone mentioning a small key in library. Library was no small key, or wasn't it?
Oh, that I believe it was.
Oh wow. So that guess of boots and validation chest and desert small key on library is still in the game.
And let's not forget there are 2 chests in Aga Tower.
Yeah, nobody has checked them. And they are both in logic. And Kynup getting his book, so he'll be happy and try to go to desert next after he beats the boss.
He still hasn't done Smith's Chain. He doesn't know that desert's the last.
Oh yeah, but I think he'll go there.
Yeah, especially with the powder, he'll want to loop in Magic Bat.
Oh, there are silvers in port. And I think they might have... Oh, no, we don't have Bollock things in port right now. Because we are in Key Sanity.
Well, the stuff that's strictly on Bollock's side. Oh, there's a mirror.
Yeah, and that brings in logic at least two more small keys we know of. On Spectacle Rock and on the Floating Island. Next GT small key.
It also means Thalane can go and check Sahasrara right after he finishes pod and see what the green pendant gets him.
Yeah, that's very nice. You also could mirror right after pod and finish Eastern to look if there is a small key to desert on the boss.
All right, we haven't actually found the big key, so that's kind of interesting because if it's in one of the chests that we have to skip because we only have 2 keys.
Yeah, that leaves one more check behind here.
And
There
it
was
also
a small
means...
key to Meyer here, and there's a small key. Oh no, a pod small key for Kynup in Bike Cave.
Oh, Thalane does not want to see Armos Knights or turn in the...
A green pendant. No,
yeah.
no, he knows about those 2 small keys
Oh!
up here.
Oh no, he got Samaria in the dark, according to our
Oh,
tracker.
yeah. So he
I didn't
knows
see that.
about 2 small keys up here on the mountain, and he knows he has he has a lot in Turtle Rock to check.
Where was the 3rd Turtle Rock key?
Oh, where was that? I don't remember. Yeah, Thieves Town Big Chest. Yes, Thieves Town Big Chest.
Oh. And of course, if the Turtle Rock big key is vanilla, then we require all 4 small keys.
Yeah. Oh,
I mean,
this could
logic
be...
requires all 4 anyway, but...
This game could be so much fun.
This is better than an ice rod hunt.
Yeah. Well, at least we know that the small key to desert can't be on pad.
Yeah, but it could be in GT.
Yeah, definitely.
But really, so much has been pointing to Trinex.
Well, that King of Samaria is locked behind 6 pod small keys. And we have seen 3 so far, so that King of Samaria is pretty deep into this seed. So Trinex is not in logic by now. I think whole of Turtle Rock is not in logic by now, because we still would have to find 3 more pod keys for that. Oh, just a Maya small key on the floating island.
Looks like Thalane might be doing Spike Cave, might be checking GT entrance requirements, probably doing Ether Tablet.
Thalane is going to mirror onto Spectacle Rock, and oh, we need all 7 crystals for GT. He's going to check this small key here. Another useless one. This could turn out to be an all dungeons seed. No!
There we go!
There is go mode for Thalane on the Ether tablet.
1 hour, 8 minutes, and 37 seconds.
Yeah, and this might be... Well, now it won't be sub 1 hour 10, but it definitely would be sub 1 hour 15, I think.
So I'm trying to think if the dungeon order was forced. We got the mirror in pod, right? Because the mirror is alternate access to desert. We just happened to find the book sooner. But yeah, this is definitely going to be a sub 115. And poor Kynup doesn't even know the desert's the last pendant.
Yeah, and I see in his tracker that he just found the Swamp Palace small key. And he'll find the mirror in here. He has a shot. That might lead him to Swamp.
I hope not. But yeah, Ether Tablet's out of the way. He probably isn't gonna climb Death Mountain again anytime soon.
Yeah. Yeah. Because he doesn't know of desert. If he knew that, he'd be up there as soon as he's out of here.
Wait, did Kynup get the big key somewhere?
Yeah, seems so. Yeah, he has does he have 3 pot small keys? I think so.
Yeah, he had 3, I think.
So he might have opened the big key chest.
Anyway, moot point now because this seed will be over in a minute or less.
Yeah.
Wonder what Helma has on him, though. Just a piece of...
Yeah, and it seems like Kynup did a route through to Palace of Darkness that didn't get him the mirror.
And get your GGs in chat for Thalane, who is pulling the pedestal with an official SRL time of 1:12:26.
Yeah, GG Thalane.
Spam those emotes. So what's Kynup gonna do now?
Yeah, he's checking desert. He found the book. But yeah, indeed, he doesn't have a mirror. And he didn't find Samaria. So both the important items he did not get out of pot. And he has no small keys left, so he'll need to find some.
Now, as it turns out, he doesn't need any of those things. He could just go up to Ether Tablet and pull it, but he doesn't know that.
Yeah, and that's a one-off check for him. Very one-off check.
Sounds like Thalane has joined us. GG.
Hey, GG's.
So you like a nice little ped seed there?
Yeah, I mean, see, pad is always this like 50-50 thing, right? It can either go somewhat fast or be very painful, and you spend like 2 hours looking for that last item in GT or somewhere. So I'm glad this was like kind of in between, I guess. But really not a nice feel to just look for that one desert smog key. It kind of felt like an ice run hunt at this point. And it was like everything was open, like the entire map was green. I got super lucky there.
Yeah, I was worried that, getting those rods and the medallion that's Turtle Rock access, that it was all pointing to like maybe that key being on Trinex or something.
Yeah, I mean, I went into T-Rock as soon as I I wanted to go into T-Rock as soon as I got the cane. That's a better sentence, I guess. So that put me up on the mountain, which was good in the end, right? I wanted to go to Laser Bridge or possibly Laser Bridge, really depending on what the T-Rock big key is. But at least give it a try. I knew about the 2 small keys. So yeah, and turns out it was like on the way to T-Rock, I guess, more or less. So yeah. Also kind of happy I checked the other stuff first and not went into T-Rock right off.
So speaking of Death Mountain stuff, I was kind of surprised you didn't check Dark Death Mountain your first time up there.
Yeah, same. Honestly, I like I save and quit and like flew it away. I was like, should have probably checked that. And yeah, then I did all the other stuff. Then went up there, got my fire rod. I was like, man, I'm gonna lose this, right? Just because of that fire rod now. And yeah, then I went into desert, into ice. Then I got the book. I was like, man, I don't know. Maybe it's like boots locked on the right side. So yeah, I guess turned out that way. So I was kind of lucky.
Yeah, I mean, were you surprised to see the key just sitting there on Ether tablet at the end?
A little bit.
Yeah, so let's see what else. You did do Zora relatively early, even though you couldn't get Zora itself, but that was good with those mitts. That definitely gave you a bit of a leg up.
Yeah, I really thought about going to Eastern first, or like the Eastern area, because it has a lot of items, right? But then again, like when you start these kind of seeds, you don't know what you're gonna get, and I knew it was like some sort of keys, so I was kind of looking for like an Eastern big key or like a bow or something, right? And to just like minimize double dipping dungeons. Because you will go back to Zora area at some point, most likely if you like mirror at Catfish or something. And if not, it's like really quick to go back there too. But like going to the back of Eastern, it takes a while. So yeah, and money was like super scarce in this seat anyway. So I would not have imagined that my opponent went there at some point anyway.
Yeah, we were worried you wouldn't go back for Bottle Vendor, but it turned out to be Vanilla.
Yeah. Yeah, I was so sad when I left these 5 rupees at the dam, because I was sitting at 95 the entire time. I was like, man, I have to do like Hyrule Castle, I have to do this and that, and I like no money anywhere. That was so crazy.
Yeah, your opponent went back into Blindside just to get that extra 5 rupees. But at least this didn't become one of those seeds that's legendary for someone skipping Bottle Vendor.
Nah, I'm using a tracker anyway, so it's really hard to forget things, I guess, but it's also very easy to mismark things. So yeah, it's also like kind of a 50-50, but most of the time it prevents you from forgetting.
Meanwhile, Kynup is finishing off Armos Knight, so let's see what that results in.
Just a mirror shield.
Riot Shield. And
yeah,
4 crystals.
Yeah, go on.
Oh, I was just gonna say, thalane, that was another good thing of efficiency on your part. You only collected 1 crystal the whole time.
Yeah. See, when I went into pod, my thinking was, okay, let's go to pod, get as many items as we can, and maybe kill Helmer so we get another crystal, right? And then like find a 3rd one. Probably would have finished Eastern or Skywoods after this, and then went up the mountain, because the minimum requirement with the league weights is like 3 crystals or more. So I would have at least had like 3 going up to check on GT, right? So that was kind of my thinking, and then I got like mirror, I got a cane. I was like, okay, let's go up the mountain, and then we can always come back here and do the other thing. And like both cane and mirror unlocked like a lot more again. So yeah, I just felt like doing as many checks as possible, or like getting the keys that I know are there first is like probably the best thing to do, because you're only looking for one item, so you might want to take your chances and go to like dense areas, and I think T-Rock's a good bet.
Yeah, and you knew that there were 2 small keys, one on Spec Rock and one on the floating island, so chances could have been.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably a very small chance, but it's still a chance, right? Like, you know an item is there that might be yours, so I would always go and grab.
Wait, it just said 5 boss fights in your credits. But I think you only did 4 bosses.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out the credits there. It said 1 boss on Master Sword and 4 bosses on Gold Sword.
That's interesting. So Master Sword would have been Moldom.
Does pulling the ped count as beating a boss in ped mode?
Might be. Yeah, it might count as being a boss.
That's so weird.
That, in a perverse way, makes sense because you can't beat Ganon.
No,
Ganon's invulnerable.
No, it's the ball and chain guard in Hyrule Castle, most likely, right?
Oh yes, and that was the one you did with a fighter sword, because Moldom you did with Tempered Sword.
No,
Moldom it
dropped
was
the
with
Tempered
hammer
Sword.
and mask.
Oh yeah. Well, you found 2 swords in Hera, and you had one assured from the beginning, so it was at least tempered you had there.
What?
No, I found tempered on Moldom, and the gold sword was in Mizrimaya, so I could not have had tempered for that. But yeah, I think the most logical explanation is probably the ball and chain guard. Otherwise, I don't know what's going on.
No, because you would have been on Fighter Sword for the ball and chain guard. And it showed 1 on Master Sword and 4 on Gold Sword, so I think it must mean that achieving the goal counts as beating a boss, because in any other mode, achieving the goal involves beating Ganon.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Some smart person probably has an answer to that.
Yeah, just something I noticed as your credits were going by. But hey, only 120 checks at the end of the day, not bad. And
yeah,
112 and change.
People who picked me for the league will be quite happy to see that, I guess.
Yeah, meanwhile Kynup is searching Misery Mire. Well, he should go to the Smith Chain pretty soon to discover that Desert is his last pendant. At least we should hope that for him.
Well, he never went to Dark Maze to get that cane, so he's not going to finish Mire anyway.
Yeah. And since he never got his mirror, that's some checks he can't do. So, well, that complicates the Smith Chain for him, but well.
Well, he got his Butter Sword.
All right, guys. I think at this point I'm gonna leave you, and thanks everyone for watching, and thank you guys for commenting.
Thanks for playing. GG's again.
Was a somewhat fun seed, but also kind of annoying. Like it's always the case with Pat, I guess. But yeah, thank you all.
Yeah, thanks to you for a nice race.
So let's see what Kynup's gonna do here.
Did he find another pot, Smokey? I haven't seen one.
He found the one that was an Eastern Big Chest.
Oh, yes. So he might find Samaria now in this mirror. That might lead him into Turtle Rock.
This could go any number of ways. I mean, if it leads him up to Turtle Rock, hopefully he'll check Ether Tablet first, but He still hasn't done the Smith's chain. He doesn't know that Desert's his last pendant.
Yeah. And he has so many checks open, especially if he finds Mirror and Cane of Samaria here. This could go on for about an hour, I think. But at least he has seen that Thalane finished, so he knows it is possible to finish fast, and he is missing something critical.
Well, he's having a bit of trouble in the arena there.
Yeah, but those things are horrible. I don't like them. Well, at least he found the silvers now.
Would have helped him on Helmasaur. Okay, so he has to hammer Yump here because he just burned his last key. And there's his mirror. So let's see how a hammer Yump.
Ah, that looks okay. Should have it now. Yeah, there he got it. And he will find a Samaria. And he is not happy about it. Because he knows now Turtle Rock is open, Back of Mire is open. With that mirror, Swamp is open. Yes, and I think at this point we can announce that Kynup has officially forfeited. And we also got the news that he does not want to come to an interview to us because he will do an interview on the French restream.
So if you want to hear him, head on over to SpeedGaming Français, where they will be interviewing him right now. But I guess that'll do it for us then tonight. Thanks to our runners, of course. Please do give them a follow. Thanks also to my co-com here, Bigfoot08, and our tracker Bandman25. And we have a whole slate of games coming up for you this evening. There's one underway currently on SpeedGaming 3. There's another one currently underway on the ALTTPR League. We have like 10 different channels broadcasting games, so please give them all a follow. SpeedGaming, SpeedGaming 2 through 6, the ALTTPR League, and the ALTTPR League 2 through 4. You know, with 64 matches a week, we've got a lot going on here, so do keep up with the league. Any final words, Bigfoot?
Yeah, at least from me, also thanks to the runners, to our tracker, and not to forget to you, Drosy One. It was a pleasure to commentate with you. And a last thank you to chat, to all the viewers. And then I think we can call it a night.
Okay, have a good evening, everyone.